We got our trees in here from Stark Bros. We got our ginkgo biloba. That's going to help when I'm old and I need joint medicine or memory medicine or something. I'm not sure. We got our chocolate mimosa. And we got our crepe myrtle, which I hope makes it, man. I didn't do that. I mean, it was kind of came out of the box like that. You guys saw it as soon as it hit the ground. So if that doesn't make it, they do have a guarantee and we'll hold them to it. This mimosa though, looking pretty good. This actually has kind of come out of it a little bit, but I just, you know, it's like what I said yesterday. If I saw this tree at the big box store, let's see if we can straighten it up a little bit. If I saw this at the big box store and there was a tree like this, and then there was a tree that was perfectly straight, I wouldn't pick this one. So I don't know. I may reach out to them. Maybe beggars can't be choosers. I don't need nothing special. I just want a straight one. Some of you guys lost your marbles though, because you didn't see me drill holes in it and you thought that we were new to this and we were going to drown them and they were going to get root rot, which just because you don't see me drill holes doesn't mean I didn't do it. I didn't do it. So we're going to do it now. No, I knew they needed holes. Okay. I've grown stuff in 5-gallon buckets. I actually was pretty successful growing fingerling potatoes in 5-gallon buckets once upon a time. And that was pretty slick. So I knew they needed holes. I just didn't get it done yesterday. It's only been like, actually it hasn't even been 24 hours. So I'm gonna zip some holes in these. I got a 5/16 bit, that should be plenty. And that way we don't have any issues with root rot. I'm actually gonna put one right there. One right there. I'm gonna put some on the bottom too. Hold your horses. All right, hopefully that was in frame. We got 4 holes around the outside in case it gets a lot of rain or something like that. And then we have some 5/16 holes right in the bottom, probably a dozen on each one. Woo! All right, bird herd. Let's get it. Where's everybody at? Come on, come on. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I love when they run. 11, 12. 13. We missed one. Hey, you holding out? Somebody else in there? Huh? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It's all right. It's all right. It's what you call an overachiever. What's up? Oh, I hear Uncle Finn. Where's he at? I hear him. You guys didn't tell him we were down here. Junebug. Hey, did you leave Blue with Uncle Finn? You know that's asking for a phone call from parent-teacher conferences. Sky. Look at how thick she is, man. Golly. Getting so big. Heck, she's as big as Allie. Hi. You getting curious? I'll say hi. Good morning. Guys, 2 flies on a cow is a good day. Don't worry about 2 flies. Tipsy. Babies, what's up? Don't be shy. Mom's right there. You guys have pretty much crushed that hay down there. So we'll go ahead and get you some cubes this morning. Probably feed you some more hay tomorrow. Yeah, how's that sound? Phineas, what's up, brother? Somebody said the other day they love how he comes up for scratches. But just so you guys know, he's pretty food driven. That's what he's really after. Now he's not going to get fly spray because he's going to get processed, and we can't process him if he's been treated. So as soon as we get this fence done over here, probably going to let Finn in there, but he's not aggressive. Oh, baby Blue. He's not aggressive. This is just a food. You know, he's up here for food. That's what he wants. Pedro, you want to went out of the bucket? There you go. Okay, back up. What's that? Hang on, buddy. Hang on, come here. There we go. Lily, what's it doing? What's it doing? Hi. Doing okay. Don't touch me while I'm eating. Okay. Gotta be real quiet. Be real calm. It's okay. Hi, buddy. Ears are back, which is not necessarily inviting, but as long as we stay calm and just hang out, let him eat, we're all good. He's not mean, he's just got to be in control. That's a male's role in the animal kingdom, at least as far as these two are concerned. Now Lily's ears back, she's not sweating me. She's just watching him. She's a good girl. Yeah, she's a good girl. Yeah. Yep. But I also want him to eat. I don't want him to worry about me. So this is 20% cattle cubes. You should not feed your donkeys this and any kind of hay or any kind of forage. Now with 8 acres and 2 donkeys, after the rain and sunshine we've had, there is stuff to eat in here. They've actually been eating some of that old hay that's in there, but you really have to watch donkeys, okay? This is not enough to make them fat, or they would be fat, because they've been eating this by themselves for a month now. And they both look really good. Neither one of them's looking bloated. Neither one of them's got a crest going on. Orientators. Allie, just checking on everybody a little bit. We might get some rain here pretty soon. That'd be kind of nice. Look at the babies. Absolutely beautiful. Hey, by the way, if you guys see this purple stuff, I don't know what it shows up like on your screen, but that's pokeweed. And pokeweed, actually, from what I've read, grass grows pretty well next to pokeweed. I don't know if it's something to do with the nitrogen in it. I don't know if it's something to do with it's a moisture retentive plant, meaning it holds moisture a lot. So if that's why grass grows, but that's why they get pokeweed on them, because they're around it eating grass. See, she's got some on her horn. They're around it eating grass, and it just gets on their horns. And somebody saw some on Sky last night and was kind of concerned, but trust me, they're all good. It's not blood. And it's usually on them. You just can't see it until you get a stark white cow or calf. But they've usually all got some on them. There's been a few times where I saw red in their horns, which is, good grief, Phineas. See what I mean, guys? He's not trying to hurt anybody. He's just food driven. That's what happens. I've seen red like this on their horns and thought it was growth before. Turned out it was just pokeweed. So you got to kind of pay attention when you're watching. Blue, big old blue. Look at his mom, about the same exact color. Now he's got white on his belly from his daddy. They do need a round of fly spray, but you can't spray it if you've got rain coming within about 2 hours, and it is supposed to rain. I've got a rain alert. It was supposed to start like 5 or 6 minutes ago, but after today, it ain't supposed to rain for like 8 days. So we'll have plenty of time to treat them, but we don't have a fly problem, okay? The flies that cause problems would be in the thousands on each animal. We don't have enough flies to cause a economical loss where we would literally lose an animal. There's more flies up here because this is where we feed. This is where there's wet food on the ground that they don't get to. There's where there's dung because they don't eat their dung, okay? So there's just a lot of fly activity. But you go down there where there's hay, you go back anywhere else in this 20 acres, other than this 350-foot stretch, and I know it's 350 because I built the fence. Anywhere other than right here, there's not that many flies. There's just not. We don't have close quarters. Now you can go down the street a little bit, and there's a man who may or may not have about 24 steers on an acre because he's growing them out. And man, I tell you what, dude, you'd be hard pressed to walk through there without getting a fly on you. We take care of them, you know we do. Plus, we just treated them because there's the fly spray right there. It's only been 33 days since we treated them last. And you're only supposed to do it every 60 days sometimes. All right. Let's see what we got down here. So the solution you guys have been waiting for. You've all been waiting to see if this is going to work and what our solution is. We've been told to try dynamite. We've been told to try a jackhammer, a chisel, all kinds of stuff. But we were either going to do barbed wire right here and just, you know, accept the fact that we can't drill enough posts to support a Kentucky 4-board fence all the way down here. And that would have been perfectly fine. But if there's a solution out there that's economical and affordable, which this is, I want to try it. And you guys were Johnny on the spot, man, with a solution of something you've been using. One of you even said you did this like 20 years ago and your fence is still standing. And it's these things right here. Look at that. So it's got a, hey, look. Yep. It's got a cutout in it. And you can put this anywhere you want. And then it is extremely stout. You see that? So what we have to do though, our fence guy, when he builds a fence, he puts his T-posts 10 feet apart. But when you build a Kentucky 4-board fence, you want them 8 feet apart. Actually, you want them 8 feet on center. So that way your 16-foot boards cover 2 posts. So we need 8 feet between them, but really 7.5. So this post is actually too far from that post. So what we're gonna do here, actually, you know what? You know, sometimes when you're vlogging, you speak too soon. I already checked this post and this won't go over the top of it. Here's why. In order for this to be strong, it's gotta have the tightest tolerance possible on the T-post. Well, when our fence guy came through here and he pounded these T-posts, he used a post pounder on the front of a skid steer. And it absolutely mashes the top. You can see how it's like deformed. It mashes the top of a T-post. Now you could do that with a post pounder like I'm about to use, but you'd really have to hit it. I'm not gonna hit it that hard. These T-posts will go in this ground pretty easy because we only need to go in about 1 foot. But see, it won't fit over there. So this won't work. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and measure off of that post about 7.5 feet. I'm gonna drive a T-post and then we'll put these brackets on it and I'll show you how they work. Whew. Okay, you know what else these brackets do? They make great phone mounts, tripods. I pulled this post out and I was wrong. These particular T-posts are 8 feet apart because my fence guy was worried about, I messaged him, my fence guy was worried about the water flow right here. So he already knew there might be an issue. And we've talked since. Jeremiah and I just talked a couple weeks ago. And he said with all the fencing we did, how blessed we are that we only had issues with water right here. So I got that T-post out. It wouldn't work. It was actually bent and deformed. We also need the T-post to be back a little bit because we're gonna sit a 4x6 post on the front of them. So we don't want them this way. Otherwise they're gonna the fence will be sitting out a little bit. So let me drive one. Man, I ain't done this in a hot minute. I hope this works. How much is dynamite? All right. So, nope, other way. Nope. How do they, hang on a minute. Oh no. Oh no, it's in the wrong stinking way. Right? Yeah, the knob's gotta be on the other side. Oh, for the love. Oh man. You know, there comes a time in every man's life he's got to admit he's an idiot. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. All right. Oh, let's take this off of here. I was test fitting with this earlier. And we'll see how many we really need. Now, one old boy on YouTube, he did one of them. He did one of them like this, and that's not the strength of it. Don't invert it, because it's not. I mean, I guess you could invert it if you're putting a 2x in here, but we're using a 4x. I don't want to do that. And do it the right way, and then let it see the strength in it. When you pull down, it's not going anywhere. because it's totally locked in on that nub. So that's what we want. That other old boy can do whatever he wants, but this is what we're gonna do. One more on here. One moron. You guys see that one moron pound the post in the wrong way? Scoop some dirt in there. Now these are not, listen, this is not gonna be as strong whether you go with an 8-foot post or a 10-foot post. These are not gonna be as strong as cementing something in the ground. But you gotta remember, our entire property, other than 217 feet, is held up with T-posts. Every single piece of fence out here. Well, I guess the top, okay, you got me. The Oklahoma 4-board in the back is also 330 feet. So about 500 feet is wood posts, cemented in the ground, but I do believe these will serve their purpose. So they actually ship them in packs of 8, but I think you could get by with 2 on each post, which will get me a lot further. I mean, why not, right? I've only got 8 to work with. The rest of them are coming tomorrow. So I figured I would just try this post with only 2 brackets because it's going to be hooked up to this one. This essentially will be the strongest post, and it should get stronger as we go. All right. She's in there. If anything, she's a little wobbly because of the T-post, and I drove it the wrong direction twice. So it's only going to be as stout as your T-posts are and as stout as your 4-boards are. But what you got to do is we're going to offset them. Remember, we overlap them. So there'll be a 16-footer, an 8-footer, a 16-footer, an 8-footer. And then here, there'll be a 8, 16, 8, 16. And having those seams marry up on every other post is what makes your fence strong. But keep in mind, even though this is wobbly, this is probably one place that we are after an aesthetically pleasing look versus barbed wire. But when you talk about the strength of the fence holding the animals in, and then you look over here where there's 100 head being held in by 4 strands of barbed wire, and the tallest strand, look at that. I'm a 38 by 36 gene. That top strand's only 36 inches, and the cows don't jump it. They don't press against it. They don't try and jump over. You know why? Because there's tons of food. Even though rumor has it, people think we don't feed our animals are overweight. They're obese. I don't mind saying it. Our animals are fat. Our animals have tons to eat. They're not going to be pressing on this. But like when you think about standing on the fence, oh, can you stand on it? Can you walk on it? No, it's not made to do that. And you can't stand on that fence. My 6 strings of barbed wire in the back, some of the most well-built fence on any farm around here, because it's less than, it's a little over a year old. You can't stand on it either. It's not made for that. We're just trying to hold animals in. Remember, on the previous farm of 20 acres, until we built the fence out front, our animals were held in with 2 strands of hot wire, 660 feet. Tipsy, the Baldies, June, Tessie, Fred for a little while, the donkeys, the alpacas, they were all held in with 2 strands of hot wire. That's it. They didn't jump the hot wire because it was hot. They jumped the barbed wire that was 36 inches tall in the back, but that's a different story. It was an old BMX track. There was a berm up against the fence. They were really only jumping like 24 inches. This is going to work. It is. It already looks prettier. Look how pretty that one post looks. I'm excited. Now what I'm going to do is cut that off. Well, I won't cut it off yet. We'll put the rest of our posts in. I'm excited about that. Are all our brackets mounted, and then we'll get all our posts screwed on, and then we'll start hanging some rails. It won't be that bad. It'll be a lot quicker than dynamite. Well, it may not be quicker than making holes than dynamite, but you know what I'm saying. It'll look really pretty. I actually sat this post, if you can't tell, it's actually in front of our H-brace here. So our rails are gonna be out here, and I did that because that T-post is right on the edge of where there's gonna be water. And I didn't want my post sitting in water. Now, worst case scenario, I can always come down here and I can dig out underneath this post, and I could put a paver under it. I could put a cat block. You can do just about anything you want and then just backfill over it if you truly want to keep your posts out of the water. I don't see this post rotting any quicker than those up there that are in concrete and gravel. You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm gonna earn every single one of these blisters. Gloves don't help. I take that back. Gloves have their place, but when your hands sweat and you're wearing gloves, it almost makes the blisters worse. So I wasn't sure I was gonna pound in one more here because that one went in so well, and that's our corner post. But I think what I'm gonna do is try and pound another one right beside it, because the way these brackets work, my post is gonna be sitting just like this. Well, how do you make that turn? Like, do we want it diagonal, or do we want a right angle to where we head up there? You know what I'm saying? Like, this post should almost be turned a little, but I think what I'm gonna do is just have a hard corner right here. It might be kind of obnoxious looking, but it'll serve its purpose. Well, it is kind of cool to see fence posts there again. Now, some of those look taller and shorter. That's because they are. Howdy, everybody. It's been a couple hours. I took Ray to get her a fancy dinner. It's funny, we don't really go out and eat steak because we've got steak, but man, you talk me into some country fried chicken or something like that. I think she had some kind of lemon peppercorn grilled chicken breast and Texas Roadhouse buttered rolls. Baby. Oh, look, you got the Ironcraft shirt on today. Took Miss Ray out to get something to eat, hoping that those brackets would arrive and I'd be able to come back and show you guys a couple things. But now they show they're not gonna be delivered till 7 p.m. You know, and I ordered them yesterday. I can't believe how long it's taking, right? That's how it goes now. Anyway, no, some of those posts are those 7 foot or 6.5 foot T-posts. I think they're 6.5 because we put 6 strands of barbed wire on the outside of our property. So anyway, I gotta wait a little bit. I'll probably be able to wait till tomorrow, and I might be able to finish that fence tomorrow. I'm not gonna say my hands don't need a little bit of a break, but it's all right. I'll get Miss Ray to rub my shoulders later tonight. Hopefully that'll make them feel better. No, another problem we're having, if you saw my shopping cart there on Amazon, we've got a critter thing coming that'll keep the raccoons off the corn feeder. Because right now, they're literally scaling our deer feeder. Like, they're climbing it like it's nothing. And the alarm on my camera, it's not even phasing a couple of them when I sound it. Like, I used to run them all off when I tripped the alarm. Now they don't even run away. They just sit there, keep eating their corn, because they know ain't nobody coming. And I've got traps. I've got pew-pews. I could sit down there and just lace 12, 13, 14 of them at about 8 p.m. But, you know, there's corn down there. It ain't their fault they're showing up. Now, you might think about a predation load or whatever, but guys, we have, just right here in our vicinity, we have 600 acres with 2 houses. Literally, there's 600 acres right here surrounding us with 2 houses. So it's okay that there's a bunch of raccoons. It's okay that they found our corn. I don't want all of them. So I'm kind of hoping this critter guard that goes around the feeder, you know, will at least keep them off of it. Because right now, here's the reason there's so many raccoons. A couple nights ago, they climbed it and they messed with the hopper. And they literally went through about 20 pounds of corn. That raccoon's just sitting there spinning that wheel. And all his little buddies are just doing that underneath it. Well, it's still there. And that's what they're eating. Well, last night he did it again. Now, there ain't much corn in there because I haven't refilled it yet until we get this stopped. If it would just throw corn at 4 o'clock, the deer would eat a majority of it. And then you'll only see like 1 or 2 raccoons. But right now, while he can climb up there and release all that corn, there's not a lot I can do. Now, I know you can grease the poles. I know you could put a slinky on it. I've thought about PVC pipe. I think my buddy Brad's got PVC pipe on the legs of his. So that's an option. We're going to sort it out. I don't want to go down there and just, you know, and I've got night vision. We could make it happen. What we're going to do is just let them be for tonight. There's not enough corn in there for them to hurt us financially. The deer have a little bit to eat. But at $5, $6 a bag of corn, I'm not trying to feed raccoons all winter. I did order some no-till food plot. I bought some. It'll be here tomorrow as well. Actually, it might be here tonight. I need to check my own Amazon. I did get some of that, and I think that'll be pretty cool. We'll cut us up a couple food plots down there. I'll probably take the old Bombalite down there and scrape it up and mess it up real good. And I might even throw it. I bought a broadcaster, like a good one, and we'll go down there and broadcast some seed. And in our area, according to that bag and that no-till plant thing down there, it's supposed to be planted right now. We're good. And it may draw in some turkeys. I bought my turkey tag the other day. It's turkey season. Started the 4th. Yeah, turkey season started yesterday, fall turkey archery.